All right, this is the review of the Waudena door that my wife and I purchased from the Home Depot. A little bit of context with our experience, right? So, and I'll try to be quick with this. We purchased this door maybe April last year. COVID and the supply chain issues created an extended timeline for it. We were very patient. We were trying to be pretty cool, be understanding about it all. You know, the door finally arrives. We were excited that it had arrived after waiting so long. And the installer gets here. He pops the trim off. He looks at the measurements of the door, looks at the measurements on the sheet, and says, you know, they sent the measurements into the manufacturer wrong. So somebody at Home Depot took the measurements that the original installer came out, got the measurements, typed them into the computer incorrectly, and sent them off to the manufacturer incorrectly. So Home Depot dropped the ball pretty bad there. We were pretty bummed out about that, but sometimes these things happen. Send the door back, and we're off to the next one, right? So some time passes, the same door comes in from Waudena. We get the call from Home Depot to come check it out. We go down there to check it out, and it is less than ideal. Visible paint blemishes all over the front finish. The seams were not painted well. You could see the white primer on the outside. It's like a nice teal blue, but you could see the white primer in the seam, so it looked rushed. The pigment, there looked like there was some pigment overspray or splatter that was, finger wiped. Not great. And on top of that, they got the work order wrong. The way that the side lights are oriented here and the light in the slab is correct. The second iteration had this light offset here on the right rather than by the handle, by the end swing there. So, kind of a bummer. Send the door back. So here we are, our third door from Home Depot and Waudena. So, should be perfect, right? Well, it's close, but it's not. And for context, we paid $5,700 for this door. And when I start to look at some of the quality here and kind of touch on it in a minute, I don't know if that was worth it. We try to go the distance and buy from an American company making products in America because that's important. That's an important value to us here in this family. And the quality control was, it leaves a lot to be desired. I'll just say that. So yeah, the installers were out today. Really good guys, very honest, very straightforward. Pointed some stuff out to us that we thought we should know and we should be aware of. And I can't say enough good things about them. So I appreciate them pointing that out. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna do some lighting demonstration. So we have two switches here on the left, or on the right, excuse me. One's gonna control the light above and one will control the outside light. So there's our entry light and you can see exterior lights. So let's jump right in. So the biggest issue with this is the way that the door slab is cut. And we have, it's like a 1/2 inch thick trim. It's maybe a little below, but it's pretty thick. So it creates a hard shadow visually from the interior light here, kind of casting on there. But if you look, and I'm gonna try not to burn the hell out of it with the camera or with the flashlight, you can see that the door slab looks to be 1/4 of an inch low in this top left corner. And if I come over and just kind of follow that line, the top right looks flush, it looks square. So this top cut, to me, looks like it was a few degrees out of alignment, so out of square. That's not ideal, right? But I mean, I could almost, it's for $5,700, I expect it to be square. So then that brings us down to the bottom of the door. And so let me give you a little context here. It's Minnesota, it's the winter. It's 15, 14 degrees outside right now, dropping to 8 tonight, maybe a little lower. Let's take some temperature readings, just see what's going on here. I'm sorry, I'm like bent over on my hands and knees, so 58. 55, 56, 55, pretty consistent. 32, 36, 31, so kind of fluctuating in there. It gets a bit warmer, 46, 47, and then I think we should probably start seeing the 50s again, right? So it warms up as it gets further away from this general section. So what's going on over here? Let me try to get down here on my hands and knees and show you. So, to be very gentle with the camera, it looks to me that this weather stripping below the door to seal the door became deformed or was pinched at some point, maybe in the manufacturing process. And you can even see that there's some light shining through when I move the camera. That light is from the exterior entry lights. So those light switches that I mentioned earlier, just to be thorough, I will hit those. That's the interior entry. Exterior, exterior, interior. Right. So as the temperature, confirmed, it kind of gets better over here, but this section through here is clearly an issue, and with the door being cut the way that it was, I have a sneaking suspicion that that's exactly why that's happening. When I look at the side light, the center light, and this one, this line across the top, if I were to snap a line, that's all true and level, right? Lines up, so this measurement was probably correct, but the actual slab, incorrect. So, not really pumped about that. I'm actually my pretzel's a bit salty. A few minor things, right? Like some paint chips here. I need a plug, not a big deal. Super not a big deal, but just because we'll point it out. Yeah, and I'll give them credit. The exterior finish does look a lot better. Oops, got my hands in there. A lot better than the last iteration, but as I kind of reflect on this, and the energy leak at the bottom and just the slab being out of square, it scratches my record a bit. You pay good money for an American-made product and you expect it to deliver on that. And back when we were purchasing doors, I think the MMI doors were, retailing $2,500, $3,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Arguably the same exact style. So I would have expected this from one of those outfits, but not from Waudena. And quite honestly, Home Depot and the way they've been handling it, it's been the situation's been less than ideal. So yeah, we're gonna need to have a conversation with them, both of them actually, manufacturer and Home Depot, about this, because at this point, it's been nearly a year, and winter in Minnesota. So Waudena doors, would I do it again? No, I don't think I would. Hate to say it, but that's the facts. So thanks for tuning in.